Dicen que todas las familias felices se parecen. Un segundo y medio.
Vengo.
Lo cambió todo. Ana.
Un placer.
Oh, I'm upside down. All right, we'll get started here in just a second. There we go. All right, everybody. Hi, Ken Johnson here with you. Hopefully you can hear me. I need to go turn some lights on. Give me just a second. Now, that's better. All right, so I know you've been waiting throughout the day to hear my update on the winter storm coming in for Tuesday, and yeah, my intention was to come to work and do it this afternoon, but I had meetings and I've been building graphics. I just got too busy, so I didn't get a chance to do it. So I do apologize about the delay. I'm going to do an update now. Now it's 6:30, then I'll do another one around 9:30 to talk about the evening weather data coming in. So let's talk about the situation for tomorrow based on the latest weather data that we have. This would be our this would be from the afternoon runs. This is the GFS computer model. And you can see still tracking that storm system. There it is. Storm center by looks like tomorrow around this time tomorrow will be just southeast of Wichita Falls there. We're probably seeing areas of heavy precipitation, especially tomorrow morning into the afternoon. And then from there it moves off to the east. Now this is a very complex scenario because with this storm system, there's going to be, again, this storm system, there's not a lot of cold air in place. It's not like we have Arctic air in place. It's not like I have Arctic air coming in tomorrow, rushing in behind it that's going to cause the rain to change over the snow. And we've been talking about this for a couple days now, how the storm system itself is just so strong, it's generating a pocket of cold air underneath it. Most of that cold air underneath would be suspended aloft, and if there's not precipitation falling, then the temperatures of the Earth's surface would be much warmer. But as you see areas of heavy precipitation develop, especially since that cold air is suspended about 5,000 feet above the Earth's surface, it's all snowflakes, and as it continues to get heavier and heavier, it cools a column of the atmosphere, and especially heavy precipitation will cause the atmosphere to cool, and we see that cold air stretch down to the Earth's surface, and we get snow with that. Now, this would be that pocket of cold air I'm talking about. Here we are in the morning. If you look where that darker blue color is and lighter blue, that would be temperatures, air cold enough to support snow. And it looks like that tries to keep it going throughout much of the day across Oklahoma and in North Texas. But if you look, there might be some parts of our eastern areas that try to get a little bit warmer. But overall, I believe personally, this is going to be mostly kind of a snow situation. There might be a period where we start off as rain, then we transition to snow or mix with, and if the precipitation gets lighter, I know a lot of this stuff gets confusing, then we might wind up seeing it transition back over to some light rain. But right now, I'm thinking that it's going to be a lot of this is going to be snow that falls. Here is our high resolution data. This is going to be the high resolution rapid refresh. Notice that precipitation. This is just showing the reflectivity of the rain. Notice in the morning areas of heavy rain developing, probably seeing some thunder and lightning across East Texas, pocket of very heavy precipitation over Northwest Texas, and if the air is cold enough at this time, we'll be seeing snow at that. And that continues throughout the morning and into the afternoon, more moderate to heavy precipitation before it all comes to an end tomorrow night. Now the question is, what do we see as far as precipitation type? And again, here we are at around, this will be about 6 a.m. Notice that we have rain over the east, and at least this particular computer model is generating some heavy snow just west of that, kind of over just west of Vernon over towards Quanah, Kroll. And then throughout the morning, it does transition that rain over to snow, Wichita Falls and Lawton. But notice how the east, it tries to change it some, but it kind of mixes with rain at times. And that might be indicating that perhaps the precipitation is a little bit lighter. So that's trying to mix it with, or maybe even change it back over to rain. But again, I think that this will mostly be snow. And then you can see as we head towards tomorrow evening, a period of some moderate snow on the backside of it. There's that big storm moving across Mississippi and Arkansas. I'd ahead it, there's going to be some severe weather tomorrow. But as far as snowfall amounts go, of course, this could definitely change. But as of right now, the general consensus with the computer models and the weather data has northwest Texas, I'm talking about Vernon, Quanah, Crowell, those areas getting hammered with very heavy snow tomorrow, perhaps 6 to maybe 10 inches over that way. And the further east you go, the lighter, south and east you go, the lighter the amounts become. Here in the Falls, weather information kind of varies, but it looks like somewhere in that 4, 5, 6 inch range, at least from the weather data. I will say that some of our weather information is not quite as heavy as this. The European computer model is way heavy. I think this is probably going to be too much. But as you can see from some of our data, and somebody said earlier today that meteorologists are just differing, and well, actually that shows, right over Wichita Falls, Lawton, 5, 7, 8 inches of snow there. The reason why is this isn't a clear-cut, a typical clear-cut winter storm for our part of the country. This is a situation where, again, the storm center itself is not only responsible for the heavy precipitation, but it's also generating its own cold air. A lot of things at play here, a lot of things that create this. Of course, I'll have the latest data coming up tonight at 9 o'clock, but here is my latest information here. Let's try to see if we can pull this up. If you missed my forecast earlier, this is what I was forecasting here. Let's go. Give me a second. I got to pull it up. This is from my weather computer here, so that's what you're seeing. But if you look here on my graphics here, let's start by looking at the storm center itself. I'm going to widen this some so you can see it better. All right, so here's the satellite. We got clouds coming in here this evening. And if we look out west, there's the big storm itself. It's currently, I actually need to probably move that L a little bit further east. It's actually currently on the border of Arizona and New Mexico. This is going to swing across northern Mexico and the southern parts of Texas tonight. And then again, by tomorrow, it's kind of located over into this area here. So out ahead of it again, you get thunderstorms and heavy rain, and then it feeds into that cold pocket of air that's kind of back in here. And this should be the area that experiences some snow there. So if you look at it here, you can see in the morning, there's the rain, the thunderstorms, and then you can see with our high resolution data, it's so close. A lot of the information is trying to transition the snow over to rain here in Wichita Falls tomorrow morning. It may initially try to change it to snow, but then it tries to bring it back to rain, and then it goes back to snow. Again, it just depends on the whole dynamics, how everything comes together here with this, how much precipitation is falling, what's the exact location of that cold air aloft, and our computer models are probably not going to handle this very well. This is the high resolution rapid refresh model. It shows that rain, maybe even some thunderstorms coming in early in the morning, but look at that snow out west. And the area that transitions to snow, right behind the area of rain, that could be some really heavy snow amounts. Here we are at 8:30. The latest data has rain into Wichita Falls, and then it kind of transitions it over to snow after that. But then you can see in the afternoon how it kind of mixes it with some rain at times, maybe even changes it over to snow. You see that into our eastern counties. But the signals for the most consistent snow is kind of back into this area here. That's why my forecast calls for 4 to 6 inches of snow, Altus, Seymour, Vernon, Quanah, Crowell. I do carry that over to Wichita Falls, but it's going to be a close call. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we wind up seeing a little bit less than that, or it wouldn't surprise me if we see more than that. Really and truly, the most confident part of my forecast is probably over into here. That's seeing that 4 to 6. Over here, keep in mind, that will be kind of mixed with some rain at times. This will probably be some good snow up here too, I would imagine. But especially over here in southwest Oklahoma, that's where I'm most confident in seeing that 4 to 6. Maybe even some areas could see more than that. If you look at the computer model, this is from the HER model showing that band of heavy snow over there really piling up between Quanah and Vernon. But you can also see pockets where there's not as much accumulation. That's because the precipitation is either mixed with rain, or it's lighter, or it changes to rain, or it mixes with, or changes from snow to rain from time to time. Looks like there could be another band of some heavier snow maybe over in here, but the most confident area is right in this spot there. That's the one I'm most confident about. Close call in the falls, and yes, we are going to see snow, and we'll see some accumulations too, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking as far as of right now. So snowfall amounts will be high tomorrow in some areas. There might be some closings. This is a situation where as it starts to snow, temperatures are probably well above freezing. But as you get heavier bursts of snow and it starts to pile up on the ground, it helps cool the temperatures. So you'll probably see the temperatures drop down to about 32, 31, 33 degrees, somewhere in there. And areas that see that heavier information, that heavier snow, see some slush build up on the roadways. Areas that don't see it, you wind up seeing mostly wet roadways. Now keep in mind, another aspect of this system is we're happy about is we're getting moisture. That is certainly some good news. There could be some closings. I don't think there'll be a lot of that. I'm iffy on that. But back west, there could be some of that. Travel could be difficult and bursts of heavier snow. Sometimes power outages can occur when you see these areas of heavy, wet snow. So those are all things that we just kind of keep in mind when we're watching these types of situations. So. Give me a second, I'm going to go full screen here. So if you have questions, go ahead and answer them. I'm not going to stick around too much longer. The Facebook Live I do, YouTube Live I do later on tonight will probably be a little bit longer than this. Remember, of course, follow me on YouTube, follow me on my YouTube page, which is just Meteorologist Ken Johnson, and also here on my Facebook page for all the very latest. All right, so I'm going to try to answer. I'm not going to answer all of them. I'll try to do a better job at answering more questions later tonight. This is kind of getting into my dinner break time, and I haven't had nothing to eat today, and I'm really hungry. And tomorrow is going to be a long work day for me. So let's see if we can go up to the very top of this and see what we have here. There's already been some 2-hour delays in Kroll, which, to be honest about it, why is there even delays? I mean, I guess they're trying to wait and see what happens, because I believe if you're going to delay, you might as well cancel, because the snow will probably get more so as you go on throughout the morning rather than early on. So I guess we're just kind of waiting and seeing what happens. So I know the kids are not upset about that. And yes, and I am all for, Heather says, Heather Winninger says, right now WFISD is planning a normal day. I support that. And if we need to make some changes, we can, but I don't think school will be canceled tomorrow. Yeah, I can say hi to your son, Carter. What's up, Carter? How you doing? I hope you get some snow tomorrow if that's what you want. Benjamin, you're going to get whacked. You're going to get nailed with some heavy snow tomorrow. Well, tell Carter I certainly do appreciate that. And, it kind of varies. Megan wants to know when the snow is supposed to start. Rain gets started in the morning, but I do expect at least by the afternoon us to transition to snow. We could transition earlier in the morning as well to kind of have to wait and see how everything plays out. The western parts of the area, west of Vernon, those areas, probably see mostly snow tomorrow. And road conditions between 287 from Wichita Falls to Childress, especially once you get west of Vernon, could be pretty slushy. So be careful if you're traveling over that way. And again, Carl, slushy, especially the closer you get to Vernon and west of there. It all kicks off in the morning with rain changing to snow. Archer City, I kind of have you in that 1 to 3 inch range. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. As with any winter weather precipitation event, things are constantly changing and updates are made. So we may have to do that at some point in time. Burke's the same. Burke, I got you in that 4 to 6 inch range. You may have a better chance of getting that. Iowa Park Electric, you got a pretty good chance of that too. Charlie, well, I think you'll see a good bit of rain, but you'll probably see some snow mixed in there too. Maybe a little bit of, not Mike, maybe a little, some slush on the roadways over there in Electra. But keep in mind, I'm expecting mostly wet to slushy roadways. It does not look like our typical winter storm. So, you know, Brittany, it may be mostly tomorrow afternoon. I mean, there could be a little bit of that in the morning, but I think mostly late tomorrow afternoon into the evening is when you see the southeastern parts get in on the act. Warika, you could see anywhere from 4 to 6, but you may see less than that too. It just depends on how much rain mixes in. There always is a dry slot with these storm systems, but the dry slot appears to be across east and northeast Texas. So we're going to be on the backside of that. We should be in the wraparound area by tomorrow afternoon and evening. That's usually where you see most of the snow. Yes, you have school, and again, Burkburnett, Wichita Falls, all these areas. I'm happy that you got the that they're not canceling school. I don't think they need to in this event. So Keller, closer to 287, is that the one down there in the Metroplex that's down there, pretty close to South Lake? You're going to stay mostly rain, but I do think that maybe tomorrow evening there could be a little transition over, but I don't expect issues down that way. Yeah, no ice at all, Jennifer. This is not an ice situation. I don't think so, no. I don't think it will, Michelle. I don't think it turns to ice. Could be a little black ice early Friday, but it just doesn't look that cold, so I don't think it will be. Decatur, Corey, you get mostly rain, and then again, late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, you transition over to snow, maybe an inch, maybe less, not a lot. I don't think we're going to see a lot over there. No, there will not, Braden. Not enough to cancel school the rest of the week. Wednesday will be better, but it will be cool. No precipitation Wednesday. Knox County is going to get nailed. You're going to see a lot of snow over there, I think. Melanie wants to know what the road conditions will be like between Wichita Falls and DFW on Wednesday morning. Watch out for black ice. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem, but just keep an eye on it just in case. And Cindy says, please remind people to drive slower on wet or slushy roadways. That's a given. You should always do that. Cowboys are not going to win the Super Bowl again this year, Bubba. Comanche should get some decent snow up your way, too. Mandy, I've got Wichita Falls kind of on the border of that 4 to 6 inch range and 1 to 3 inch range. It just depends. I could see a scenario where Wichita Falls gets clobbered with really heavy snow, but I could also see a situation where we don't get as much as areas to the west. So we'll have to just keep an eye on that. I disagree with the Weather Service not issuing a winter storm warning for Wichita Falls. I think that at least some of the western parts of the county probably stand a pretty good chance to get hammered with it. But, you know, they may be keeping it out for now just to kind of wait and see how things are going. Yeah, I usually support the Weather Service, and I do, but I just kind of disagree with them sometimes on some things. So, should be raining by the time you get up in the morning, Yola. All right, remember, I'll have another Facebook Live update coming up tonight right here on my YouTube and Facebook channels here. Make sure to follow me if you haven't on both of those and be looking for the updates I'll have around 9:30.